wiki wow, wild west.
Bro for squad. Howdy do there. Welcome to the Bro Force Squad podcast, and we're here to give you another wild commentary on Wild Wild West. We have our movies paused at the 1 second mark. The movie's currently on Netflix at the time of this recording, so literally just click play on Netflix. While you guys saddle up, we're gonna go around and meet my outlaw in crime here. I guess outlaw in crime is kind of
go around the posse.
The posse, there we go. I was going to do campfire, but we've already done a campfire.
Yeah. All
right. As you guys heard, that is Matthew, the enforcer. I hope you're not a damsel in distress because he'll leave you there, Geiger. Now, Geiger, do you prefer mounted or bareback? Horse riding, obviously.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about Selma Hayek already. Mounted, of course. You know, I care about my balls and I want them to be secure. It's gonna hurt either way if you haven't rode a horse in a while, but if I had a choice, I'd pick mounted and lubed up.
Of course, lubed. I thought it was lubed regardless. Yeah, that's like an unwritten rule. All right, guys. Again, we are at roughly the 1 second mark on Wild Wild West. We are gonna hit play in 3, 2, Wild Wild West.
So I'm not sure if many people know this, but if you've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so Wild Wild West was a show like that during
the mid-'60s, maybe?
Yeah, the mid-'60s in Hollywood. You come home from school and you watch Wild Wild West, Jim West. He was, of course, in the 60s, not African-American Will Smith. I could pull the actor's name up, but I don't think anyone really cares.
He did rap, Google. Though.
I don't think he rapped either. I remember seeing this in theaters, though, because my dad was a huge fan of Wild Wild West, he said, when he was a kid. And when this first started, I'm like, okay, this is a little more futuristic West, if you will.
Yeah, it's steampunk.
Yeah. It's steampunk, for sure.
Yeah. This little, like, disc-throwing thing is terrifying.
And it's just magnetic, pretty much. So you don't have a fucking shot. Like it's going to your neck.
I'm excited for this.
This is almost like a Marvel DC way of opening this movie with these credits right here. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, a little bit. It's ahead of its time.
Yeah, very ahead of its time.
So, Geiger, I've been wanting to ask you this. So you and Thurman are clearly our Western guys on the pod. Where does this rank in the Western movie rankings?
I don't even know if I consider this a Western.
But I mean, it happens in the Wild Wild West. How could it not be a Western?
I mean, it wouldn't be in my top 30 or 40 for sure. maybe 50 if I ran out of movies. I mean, every John Wayne movie is before this. Probably almost every Clint Eastwood movie. There's some Westerns of his that are just a little too much for me, but this was, I enjoy watching this though. Don't get me wrong. It's just not, I guess they just went too futuristic for me. Especially at the end when we get to the 100-foot tall spider.
Wait. And I cannot wait for Spider Canyon.
How is that not Jingle All the Way when we're like, okay, let's just give a little more than the third act. Like, okay, everything's out the fucking window now. We're just throwing Hail Marys.
That is very Jingle All the Way. I didn't even think of that. This is a guilty pleasure movie. This is one of those ones that if it's on, you're not going to watch to the end, but you're definitely watching to the next commercial, maybe through one.
I always watch it when it's on. I believe it's on TNT. So funny story about this movie.
These are the longest opening credits I've ever seen in my life.
I'm just trying to kill some time because we have nothing to talk about right now. They're just showing like the producers son or whatever. Anyway, so it's a 90s movie whenever someone wrote a song for it. Because movies now, like, no one writes a song for a movie that is just going to be in and out of theaters. And also, do you remember Burger King was the sponsor of this? And if you went there, you got Jim West glasses? Because
I do remember the Jim West glasses,
Okay.
yes. I did a little bit of research, and do you know there was a video game off of this?
No.
Yeah, so we've got to find, obviously, that first boss that you're never going to be able to beat.
I thought this was Gabrielle Union at first, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It looks like her, but it's not. But yeah, man, I was from a small town, so I actually had my parents drive me 2 hours because I really wanted those Jim West sunglasses. The operation for me to get pussy when I was younger just really never rested. I mean, that was like thing number 3 on your checklist if you wanted ass, is the Jim West sunglasses.
Right. I just I don't remember anything about this movie, actually. I remember the big spider, and I remember the little disc things. Aside from that, I don't really remember much of this.
This is one of my favorite Will Smith acting jobs because it really shows his range, where he kind of plays, a badass with a gun, but he's also a cool guy that gets ass. I bet you could name me 2 or 3 other movies where he played that character.
Yeah, no. Not off the top of my head, anyway. This is great.
It almost so we did one of our first reviews ever was Magnificent Seven.
I think it was our first one, actually. Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that, where, and I don't want to get into this because we're not that type of pod, but like historically accurately, like an African American wouldn't be on a horse and a cowboy during this time, just like Magnificent Seven. But I really don't care because I really enjoyed Denzel portrayal, and I actually like Will Smith in this. Me and Will Smith have our problems, but I actually like him in this.
Yeah, that was a nice little Will Smith penis that we saw there, too. I think this is when he was getting big or was big, but wasn't so big for his britches like he is now. You know what I mean?
I think this was his peak because Independence Day already passed him. Big Willie style out. So he comes up with Wild Wild West was a fucking banger. We actually remember we played that at a Bro 4 Squad retreat before we drank and did a commentary one night. That's actually a really good
song. I can honestly say I don't remember it.
Wow. It was early in the night, too.
Yeah.
I don't know what movie or what year this movie came out, but I could narrow it down to about 2 years because anytime a song says, "Here's Drew Hill," it's either probably like 97 or 98. Because that was the only time when, oh my God, Drew Hill's on this fucking track actually meant something.
Yeah, I think this came out in 99 here. Since
there you go.
Horns isn't here, I guess I'll pull up the Wikipedia page on my phone here, and we might look at it.
I have the cast up. That's about all I have up.
So yes, 1999.
Kevin Kline, of course, and as I get drunker, I'm going to call him Calvin Kline.
Of course.
But Selma
Hayek. God. Talk about a banger there.
I hear her daughter's fucking gorgeous.
Really?
There's always these things on Facebook like, check out Selma Hayek's daughter, the most gorgeous girl ever. But usually during the slideshow, I finish before I get to her daughter's pictures. It's just to Selma, so I never really get to. After that, I'm just kind of tired and make myself a sandwich. So I'll take Facebook's word for it, though.
I'll do that research. I'll look it up right here.
Okay. Just go past like slide 10 and you should. So this actually true to the show. Kevin Kline's character was kind of like a he didn't cross dress that much, but he would dress as like different people and kind of a master of disguise type cowboy.
Little unorthodox for the time frame.
For sure. God, this is great. This is so good too because so he's trying to catch the bad guys. We're not really sure what they did or why, but who cares?
Selma Hayek's daughter is that chick from Lady Bird, isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know. She was in this one picture with her, and from the pictures I'm seeing, I do not think Selma Hayek's little girl is going to grow up to be as pretty as Selma Hayek.
Okay.
I will put it that way.
This is a great opening scene. Like, if you're a fan of the Broforce Squad, which if you're still with us, I mean, there's liquor, there's side boob, and he like beat the shit out of 5 bad guys. So we've already checked like 8 boxes, and we're 10 minutes in.
And the first scene doesn't have to be the best scene, but it has to set a tone.
This sets a tone for sure.
There we go. So who's this guy with the trumpet in his ear? I missed something.
I don't know. I think he's Harvey Weinstein checking these girls up and down to see who he's going to rape tonight. But he's a former Confederate general who now is there a debate on this? Like, all these girls are terrible looking and Selma Hayek smiling. Like why are we even doing this? This seems like a complete waste of time. But
he ends up with Calvin Kline.
Yeah, Calvin Kline.
God damn it. Already did it.
Kevin Kline. And Kevin Kline, the only thing I remember him from is he was in Silverado, which is another Western with Danny Glover, and I believe that was Kevin Costner's first role ever. Good Western if you've never seen it, but has he been in rom-coms or something? He seems like he'd be in Love Actually or some movie like that.
Maybe. He was in... The fuck was that movie?
Banner, chase scene, not... just trying to stop like, this is a great fucking scene too.
Yes, fantastic.
We need to actually get the action movie bingo card made because there's like, I'd already have bingo right now. I think.
You'd be damn close, unless we were playing Four Corners.
I mean, would this count as a chase scene? They're not really. I mean, he's on a horse.
I don't
running.
think that's a chase scene. I don't think that one was a chase scene, because it was just him on the trying to stop the stagecoach.
The guy with the earpiece name is General Bloodbath McGrath. What a great fucking
McGrath.
What a great Southern general name. Kevin Kline could pass as a chick.
Yeah. I can honestly say I've seen worse.
I know. Yeah. Well, yeah, you've seen worse, but especially in today's world, everyone, no one knows. I mean, I wake up every morning, I'm not even sure what gender I am. It just depends.
Yeah. I'm one on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the other's on Monday, Friday. So are Jim West and what's Kevin Kline's character's name? Do we know?
Yeah, 1 second. I got it up.
Isn't it like
Artemis Gordon. Artemis Gordon.
So are Jim West and Artemis already working together here, or are they both just going off the same person?
They don't know each other yet, and then they're going to figure out that they this is ridiculous. Every pair of tits does this. Every pair of tits.
I know. Really does.
Like, hypnotizes you and just makes you look at them, and then your wife's trying to tell you something important. You're like, I didn't get any of that. Your tits hypnotized me again.
See, I think this is where
every pair of boobs makes you bark too, like a dog.
Yeah, I mean, most people just do whatever the tit wearer says to do.
Because remember the song was like, who you gonna call? Not the GBs, Ghostbuster. Who you gonna call? JWAG, which is Jim West and Artemis Gordon. That's a little rhyme for you kids listening right now.
So this movie only grossed. Wait, what the hell am I reading here? That can't be right.
Banner, what are you drinking tonight?
I mean, obviously whiskey. We're in the Wild Wild West.
Damn. God, yeah, you're fucking. I'm drinking a nice Hefeweizen made out of Fredericksburg, Texas.
Yummy.
Yes.
So the budget for this movie was $170 million in 1999.
Well,
It's a huge budget for 99.
yeah, it was actually a big movie, man. I don't know if you remember that. So let's just close our eyes and go back to 1999. TRL was huge. This song was number 1 on TRL. So you got what, 4 or 5 weeks of promoting this movie, and the fucking music video is badass. If you haven't seen it in a while, don't click off us because we need money. But after you are done listening to us, YouTube that music video with Drew Hill and Will Smith. And this movie, I remember seeing it, like, it's fun to watch, especially a summer blockbuster. It was a fun movie.
So when this movie was released, it was produced on a $170 million budget, making it the most expensive film ever made when adjusting for inflation at the time of its release.
Wow.
So this is the most expensive movie ever made.
More than Waterworld.
I love that. We got to do that commentary.
Okay, that right there is how many thousands of dollars. Just fucking right there. That scene right there. This is kind of cool, too, when they show, I believe this is Washington, and they're making the White House.
I think that's the Pentagon.
Oh, okay. This is Washington, D.C., though, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it is. It might be Virginia.
Because people had sunglasses in the Wild West, for sure.
No, this is D.C., because that is the White House.
Yeah. That's a pretty cool scene, just posting up your horse and walking in the White House.
Your black horse.
Sheep on the lawn. It's awesome.
Just walk in the front door like you own the place. God, wish I could do that. Last time I did that, that's why I'm not allowed in Washington, D.C. anymore.
Those shades are awesome.
I cannot believe I wore those as a kid.
This movie is just so badass. The character Will Smith plays is just so great. Obviously, he's played him in every fucking movie he's ever done. I digress. It's still fucking awesome the way he does this.
Just to be so, like, charismatic, suave, but yet still, like, just a fucking badass.
And I believe this is President Andrew Jackson.
I think it's Ulysses S. Grant, isn't it? Because it's right after the Civil War.
It is. Okay, yeah. It is General Ulysses S. Grant.
Ulysses. We're not going to be able to say that.
That's a badass name.
Ulysses?
Is that Greek?
Yeah, I could fuck with that. Why does he have a gun on the president?
He'll show him because this is Kevin Kline. He's dressing as the president. And I do remember this part is like, it's something, his ring says Harvard and the president went to Stanford or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Or I don't think Stanford was a thing yet. Sorry. We haven't conquered California. I think it was like West Point and Harvard or something like that. It's fucking great. Pops the stomach. Kevin Kline is fucking great at this.
He is good.
Who's the actor that plays Ulysses S. Grant? Hold on, I gotta. Bloodbath McGrath.
So this is when the president is giving them the job to go after the disc thrower guy, right?
Yeah, like, hey, we need some detective work on this disc thrower guy. You're gonna go to Bloodbath McGrath, which will lead you to Dr. Arliss Lovelace, who's our main antagonist of the movie, with no legs. If you remember that, remember he has no legs.
No, I remember him having him being like Doc Ock and having like metallic legs. I thought
He has like a
like
weird
spider legs.
wheelchair thing. Yeah, but he got his legs blown out fighting for the South in the Civil War.
Mm. So those are all the scientists that Mr. Lovelace has been decapitating.
Yeah, and you see this back room. These are people figuring out where the aliens are because we know where they are. We've known where they are for years. They're among us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's great.
You know, spiders don't bother me, but there is something about a bunch of tarantulas that's just terrifying.
I mean, if I see one in the corner, I'll just kill it. I guess if I was like chained and couldn't move, I would be petrified. But if there's just a spider in my kitchen, I really don't give a fuck. So there's the United States in the background. So you see out west, just kind of, it's not lined, it's just kind of new territory.
So have we bought the West yet? Because didn't we like buy it from the
It
Spaniards
looks like
or
we
something?
just got the Louisiana Purchase, but out west it just looks like we got up to about Montana, but California, Washington, and all those just look like mountains and unknown land right now.
Oh, I forgot. They have like a badass train, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be sick, man, if like you're in the old west and you actually go to California New Frontier and like you see the ocean? Like, what would you think? Because even though like if you haven't seen the ocean until you're 16, you still seen it on like movies and stuff, you know. But if you've never,
Yeah, you can
see
the ocean, but have never actually gone to it. So would you ride the little rocket bicycle or the horse?
I'd ride a horse, man.
Oh, see, I'm all about that rocket bicycle.
You would be. This is us right here. Like, I'd definitely ride a black horse with shades, and you'd have this electric bicycle. Can I say one thing on my bucket list that I've never done? To go to a train like this, like an Old West train, and just get drunk as shit on like a 4-hour ride. Riding a train like this in the Old West is like the most baddest ass thing ever, I think.
We were going to ride the train from here to California and take like 4 days, like those trains like you sleep in.
Yeah.
It's super expensive in the United States to do that. It was like 3 times the cost of flying. It like blew my mind.
Like that train right there is so fucking just old Western style, so cool. You know how much that horse is? He's just gonna like, what's he gonna do out there? Just gonna live in the
Probably
wild?
like $7 back then.
That's a lot of money. That's like $7,000 today.
I don't know what you're talking about. $7 is a lot of money today. Remember to subscribe, people.
What would you
just like a knitting chainmail.
So you don't have a smartphone. What the fuck would you do for 8 hours on a train ride?
Apparently you knit.
I mean, it takes 5 minutes to jerk off. And then maybe that'll buy you like, what, an hour nap? Then what do you got? Well, there's a pool table. We could do that.
Yeah. See, but that'd be hard because you're on a train, so everything's rocking. You have to... I mean, I guess to just be like when you play pool normally because you're drunk.
I want to say, I'm going to look this up. I want to say Kevin Kline is married to someone famous. But I will tell you for sure. Yeah, Phoebe Cates. Banner, you know who Phoebe Cates is?
No.
She's the chick from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That the pool scene with the Cars song moving in stereo when Judge Reinhold's jerking off in the pool room. That's who Phoebe Cates is. She's like the hottest chick from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I thought he was.
She still got it going on now?
Let me look. Right now, I see one picture. She has a Kardashian mom haircut, so it's not starting off too well.
Okay.
But yeah. Other than that, yeah, she looks good. Maybe that was for a role.
I bet that guy makes some great chili.
It'd be so awesome to be an actor, because anytime I want to do something stupid with my hair, my facial hair, I'm like, oh yeah, it's for a role, man. I don't go to the gym for 3 weeks. It's for a role.
Well, yeah, and think about this: if you're an actor, which I mean, I don't know, guy, you may be able to, but I clearly could never be an actor. But look how many different things they get to do. Like, you got to ride a horse. He gets to shoot guns. He gets to play fight. He gets to make out with chicks. That's just in this movie.
Dude, I'm a great actor. I act like I like my job every day. I act like I'm engaged during meetings. I act like Jeff's the best person on the pod. I'm a great actor.
Yeah. I can see that.
That is a man's head.
So is he lighting him up so he sees the last thing that he saw?
Yeah. Somehow
I think that's scientific.
We can see the last time. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's scientifically accurate.
Okay. Is like the last memory someone sees is etched into their brain.
So it puts his glasses on.
That's awesome. Will Smith is like, I mean, he's like pizza. It only comes really one way, and if you like it, you really love it, and if you don't, it's just not your cup of tea. There's a lot of times where I just kind of got over the stick, but I enjoy him in this. But this is the exact same role from Independence Day. You just put a cowboy hat and a horse under him. Let's be honest.
No, yeah, you're right. But I mean,
exact same.
I'm not mad about it.
Exact same role from Bad Boys, except for a nice car, and in Miami, you're putting him in the Old West in a horse.
I can give you that. I Am Legend. He's just by himself.
Yeah. I do love this. Like, Kevin Kline's like, we got to go in disguise or whatever. He's like, I'm not going to be your fucking manservant. I'm just going to go as a cowboy and you go shoot up the place. Probably the best line from this is when the president tells him, he's like, not every situation calls for your shoot first, shoot second. When everyone's dead, try to ask a question or two. Also, we should go back to wardrobes in the Old West.
I could rock that vest.
I like the vest and I like the tie and all that shit. Just every time I watch a Western, I just ask myself the exact same question. How much fucking swamp ass? There's no AC. They're no Western takes place in like Canada. All Westerns take place in Texas or Arizona or California. It's hotter than fuck.
Yeah, and you've got jeans on, probably not even like, you don't have like those compression boxers.
You didn't have dry fit Nike shorts back then.
Yeah. And then they always wear a leather jacket.
Well, it's just like me and Thurman talk about this all the time. Like back in the day, golf, like every golf polo was made out of like cotton. Like in Texas in August, fuck that. Like there's no dry fit or anything. Like in the West, it was worse, man. There's no dry fit or anything like that.
You can't even get like a cup of ice water. Now touch my breast.
But even when you go into a bar, I mean, I guess it has shade or a saloon, but there's no AC. You know that great feeling when it's hotter than hell and you step foot into a bar and you just have the AC hit you? I mean, I always think of Vegas when it's just hot and dry as shit. You walk into that casino and that AC just hits you and feels great. That doesn't happen here.
I would think that going into a saloon would be worse than being outside because it's all confined. Like it's just stuffy and hot.
So the saloon girls, which are basically prostitutes.
I don't even want to. I'm
there's
throwing up in my mouth a little thinking about it.
there's no razor back then. This is before the shave craze hit, kids. Okay, so this is think of it rains like 2 weeks, and think of your yard before you weed whack it. That's what you're dealing with. No shower. They bathe maybe a couple days a week, and you're paying a nickel for it. So,
And I'm pretty sure your soap is made out of bacon fat.
yeah, have fun.
God, he's just so cool.
He is. He's really good at this. Like sometimes we fantasy cast, but I mean, they nail it with this. I think that
especially at that time,
there's
there's nobody that's
yeah. I could see Jamie Foxx doing this at this time. With Any Given Sunday, he does that role now. Flip flop it. I couldn't see Will Smith doing Django like Jamie did though.
No, they're two completely different actors.
I could see like Chris Tucker doing this maybe, not as good, but I could see him maybe doing this role.
I could see him doing something like this.
Y'all see my horse? So Banner, this is
You know you're a badass when you walk up and say your last name first and then re-say it with your first name like that.
Oh, I do that all the time. When someone asks for my order at Jimmy John's, I'm like Matt Geiger. I always say my last name first. Makes me sound more professional. So Banner, this is the most. They spent a lot of money on this movie. Like they couldn't kick in a couple more thousand and get Lucy Liu to play this role. Like who the fuck's this chick?
I don't know, actually.
Lucy Liu.
She was red hot. Charlie's Angels, when is that? That came out right around here, right?
Oh yeah, it was probably, I think Charlie's Angels was 98, and then Full Throttle was 2000, 2001. Is she there giving massages or fucking Robert Kraft in the corner? Like, hey, like I pay for this massage. You're up here talking to the cowboy. Let's go.
Yeah. Come on. You don't work for free.
And Loveless got the chicks.
Yeah, they probably get to bathe like 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah. The one to the right kind of looked like she was from Themyscira. She probably knows Wonder Woman.
Yeah. What was the over-under of Themyscira being referenced?
I watched Wonder Woman the other week, so if you knew the inside, it was pretty high.
Ooh, okay. So in 2000, Lucy Liu was in Shanghai Noon. So back-to-back westerns probably wouldn't have been a good idea.
She was in a movie with Josh Hartnett too that was pretty good. I can't remember what the hell it's called.
But Charlie's Angels was in 2000.
The first one was?
Yeah.
I was way wrong on that.
2003 was Full Throttle.
I thought Full Throttle was okay.
And Kill Bill, she had Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle, and Kill Bill Volume 1 in 2003.
Two things I love doing in this life are golfing and fucking. I couldn't do either of that if I was this guy. So Banner, if I'm ever like this, fucking shoot me in the head. I could still putt and chip.
So in a scramble, we'd be fine.
I think I'd lose a little power. We'll have to ask Nate Thurman. I think I might lose a good 20 to 30 yards off my drives, not having any fucking legs, but I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? Trim over body more. He looks like Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump, but I'm not even talking about him not having any legs either. He kind of looks like the same actor.
So they know each other already? I'm confused.
Yes, because he was obviously Jim West represents the North and he represents the South in the Civil War. So they probably fought against each other in the war.
Mm.
This was great too. The give and take about him being African American and him having no legs is fucking great.
Yeah, I read something that this wasn't really received very well at the time.
What?
The movie, that it didn't do very well. I mean,
Well,
it only made 221 million.
Well, the thing is they sold us as this was going to be, like the new age. This is going to be a Western, but it wasn't. It was like a sci-fi. It's like Cowboys.
It's like
and
Cowboys
aliens
versus
shit.
Aliens.
Yes,
Holy
it's
shit!
exactly like that.
We just said the same thing.
God damn.
Get out
We're
of
on the
my
same
brain.
wavelength. But I remember when I was watching this in theaters, I'm like, right now everything's the same. So I'm like, okay, there's a Western, but then it just got way out of hand.
Oh, it's Kenneth Branagh.
Is
Murder on
Loveless?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Didn't realize that. I knew he looked familiar, but I had to look it up.
This is when I really kind of realized who Selma Hayek was too. This movie, because I was still kind of young for from Dusk Till Dawn. Trying to think, she was in something else too. God, what else was she fucking in? But I was young for Desperado. I haven't watched that movie yet. That was more when I was in middle school.
So I thought this guy died with his ear thing.
No, he's the one that
Bloodbath
killed the
McGrath?
dude at the beginning. Yeah, he killed the dude at the beginning.
Oh.
He's the one that set the
You know what else is something that I've always wanted to learn? How to pick a lock.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
you just kick open the door like he did.
Yeah, I mean, we all know I'm not as bad as Jim West, please.
I don't think this would work either.
No, I don't think it would either. I think there's a lot of things in this movie that are very convenient.
This chick has my 4th grade haircut if you take the bun off the top.
Do you think it ever gets exhausting for him having all the women just coming after you?
I mean, yeah, having sex is tiring, so I'm sure he's exhausted all the fucking time.
He can't even get his job done.
I know. Where does he find the extra 20 minutes in the day to have sex 12 times?
I don't know. I certainly can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of bills and other stuff to deal with, so.
Do you think if he goes to find a prostitute, they still pay him?
I'm sure it's more like he pays them, but then she gives him like a gift card to Chili's or something. God,
Man,
this is
such a
fucking great
badass
scene.
It's even better when you don't see him kill them. It's just shot, 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 and then you walk away and all the bodies are on the ground.
This is great. Because Kevin Kline, I think, is that mountaineer looking dude. He's definitely not this chick.
Yeah, he's definitely not this chick.
I think that's him. He's like, hang him. Oh, that's fucking great.
I don't remember any of this.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember about every scene of this. This is prime Will Smith. Like this coming up here when he's getting hanged. But Kevin Kline just did it So is this like a sex torture thing?
Yeah, I think he actually mingled on this set of 50 Shades of Grey.
I know. I want to say Selma
God,
Hayek in a cage. Didn't want that.
God.
Said no guy ever.
I feel like Kevin Kline is not capitalizing on the situation right now.
This almost reminds me of a porn I watched, except Selma Hayek's way hotter than the chick, and then about this time it paused and said, "To see more, please insert $5.99."
It's so ridiculous.
The guy wasn't a mountaineer; he was a football player. So
Just like the little gadgets and inventions and stuff that he has.
see,
Just,
yeah, this is where it was kind of future, like it's more
like MacGyver-ish,
yeah,
almost.
Oh, this is great.
He does have some really good speeches in a lot of his movies. My native land, Georgia. Africa. Great. It's great.
It's this is a fine movie, but I just don't. I'm not sure what it is. It's a futuristic comedy western, I guess it is, but that's not what I signed up for when I went and saw it. I know that.
But it's very poppy at the same time.
Yeah.
We really don't have anything else like it.
I mean, loosely I compare like Westworld to it, where it kind of disguises itself as being a western, but it's something entirely different. But obviously, it's not same tonally.
Yeah.
Put this thing away. You don't want to hang anybody.
So calm, cool, and collected here. It's an inspiration to us all.
So the action movie, you also had to have like a good escape scene. I think
This
the
qualifies.
best one ever is probably in Pirates. Check out me and Bader's commentaries on this. But the escape scene is so fucking great, especially when you use a prop like that to prop yourself in the air 500 feet, and then they made out with Selma Hayek too. Selma's a really interesting actress. So she doesn't take herself too seriously. Like, she does stuff like this. She was sadly in Grown Ups, where she out acted pretty much everyone without even trying.
Yeah, she was trying
Desperado,
to be bad.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico, From Dusk Till Dawn. I don't really. I'll look up her filmography. I don't know. She doesn't do really any like girly chick flicks, really. Oh, Banner,
Yeah.
you know what her best role is?
What?
In Savages.
I've never seen that.
Oh my god. Really?
Yeah,
That is
but
a
you have no
great-
room to talk. You've never seen Red Dawn.
That's true. You
Don't
need
come
to
at me
see
with that.
Savages, not watch Red Dawn. Savages is a fucking fantastic movie.
I'll check it out. Is there anything else like more badass than rolling your own cigarettes like they did back then in the West too?
No. Like, it sounds awesome, but if you try to do it, it's like the biggest beating ever.
It's impossible.
Okay, she was in Fools Rush In with Matthew Perry. I'm guessing that's a chick flick. My wife's smiling that she loves it, so that means it's a chick flick.
Definitely chick
After
flick.
the Sunset with Pierce Brosnan. All the other ones are like... Oh, wow.
So this
She was
is
in
relatively accurate. I'm pretty sure the first submarines were around in the Civil War.
Yeah, and we kind of gave shit for Magnificent Seven, but the Gatling gun or whatever that thing is that they use actually was around the Civil War. I don't think it was as powerful as they let it off to be at the third act, but...
And it was just super convenient that they happened to have one in that tiny-ass town.
Yeah.
I don't know that they had things exactly like that, but... His, like, wheelchair train here that he rides is cracking my shit up.
Robert Downey Jr., I think, literally asked him how to do his beard for Iron Man. It's about the exact same.
Yeah, they're like, all right, so how should we do his beard? Like a mustache, like the comics? No. Kenneth Branagh from Wild Wild West. That's it. So is he like remote controlling this thing, or?
Yeah, pretty much, I guess. It's just a thing that just drives up and then just does a circular shoot. God, that's great.
So many just like unexpected twists and turns. The technology.
Little dog.
Cute little dog. We're a big fan of puppies on this pod too.
People are getting brutally murdered around us. I'm like, look at that little dog. That's a nice dog.
Even if you knew how fucked up this guy was, and you were one of those generals that he's talking to now, would you still not be like freaking the fuck out? Like, dude, you just shot somebody.
No shit. It's the West, though. Everyone gets shot. That's just what happens.
I guess that's true. Let's be honest.
I'm getting drunk enough now, Banner, where I'd bet you $50 as if I had a running start, I could hurdle over Dr. Arliss Lovelace.
Ooh, let me get another wide shot of him before I take that.
I mean, that's
he's
what.
Still got to be.
Feet?
He's still for the.
Dick
it's not
right
the,
over his head, dude.
Okay, are you going over wheels or over feet to head?
I'd go like I'd hurdle. I'd basically run and like do almost like a box jump type hurdle over his head. So
but
my butt would go over. Not
you're
like
running
all my feet, but my butt would go over his head.
Over his head, but when you're running, are you running at him or are you running at the side of the wheelchair?
I'd be running like almost at him.
See, because I think that's harder. I don't think you could do that because there's more length.
So the side of the wheelchair, you think if I got a running start, I could literally hurdle his body? Which
I think so. Yeah, because if you're running at him, you've got to clear the little like steam stack thing.
That's true. That the side is easier.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, I could probably do it. Jim West could definitely do it.
Oh, absolutely. He could do it like with spurs on and his whole thing. He wouldn't have to put Nikes on. Do it in cowboy boots. Wonder if this is one reason that he didn't get the Django role, because everyone would have just thought it was like Wild Wild West.
I can't see him being serious enough for Django.
He has serious. I mean, Ali, he was fantastic in Pursuit of Happiness. He was good. He can do it. It's just that, I mean, I don't know. Jamie Foxx is Will Smith. He can do Will Smith, but I think, is a better serious actor.
I do too. I don't think he's as good in like the comedies or the roles like this, but he's a much more dramatic actor, or artsy actor maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Selma in From Dusk Till Dawn is her. Probably if I could pick a best Selma scene, it was whenever she's dancing when they go to the bar. Whenever Clooney goes to the bar.
I'd agree with that statement. So this is when his parents die, right?
Yeah, he kind of talks about how this has come to my town. I heard it, and basically, kind of, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
So Loveless has been doing this for a while.
Yeah, it sounds like he was doing this during the war.
Yeah.
Which would have been like, what, a few years after the Civil War?
Yeah, this is probably, maybe 4 or 5, 10 years after the Civil War. The Civil War always fascinates me. Any movie about the Civil War fascinates me. World War I and II movies I really don't give a shit about, but the Revolutionary War, how we can actually split apart from a country and make our own, or how a country can just fight with itself. Because obviously right now, like, you know, if you're a Democrat or Republican, you don't like each other, but we're not in war with each other. Like, we will fight on Twitter and stuff, but to actually suit
We're
up,
having
gun
drinks
up, and be like,
afterwards.
I'm going to go kill one of my countrymen is the most insane thing to think about.
Utah. So this dude has the best job, right?
And he's been in a million movies.
He's in everything, and he plays the same thing.
Just a guy, just like the bus driver, just the dude that you asked to do something, kind of thing.
He's making an honest living.
No way you do that.
No.
This whole movie is pretty well casted, though. I'd have to say. I wouldn't know who would play any other role.
Yeah. I don't know. 99.
Even Loveless was perfectly casted.
That's what I was thinking. Like, he's the only one that maybe you could recast, but
I was thinking
don't know
maybe
who would...
Kevin Kline you could maybe recast somehow. I don't know who you. I mean, he's really good in this. I think like Judge Reinhold from Fast Times and the Santa Claus would be good in that.
Yeah, I think that Robin Williams would have been good too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He would have played him almost like he did Flubber.
Yeah. They had to get Kline, though, because he was in a Western probably about 8 years prior. So they're like, okay, he's got Western ties. Maybe people will like him from Silverado and come see this movie.
Yeah, just to throw him off the scent of it's not a Western movie.
Are Selma Hayek real?
I don't...
Because did you see her at the Oscars?
I don't know, man.
They're like humongous.
But I mean, they're like that in everything. So she's got consistency. I'm gonna say yes.
I need to go to bed tonight knowing that they are. That's all I ask.
Yeah. I think they are. Because they have that move when she breathes.
So, and the guy at the very beginning that died was her dad, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
That's where she fits into all this.
And she's going to look for her husband? Her husband somehow plays a role in it. Pretty sure. Which why
Really?
you're
Because she just made out with Jim West.
and I don't know why you're a whore. I don't know how that works either, but
That makes sense though. Every morning I leave, I kiss my wife. I'm like, hey, if I'm captured or taken, just find someone that can find me, but just make sure you make out and bang them the whole time.
yeah.
And she's always like, that's a weird request, but every morning, okay, whatever.
Yeah. I get it. The usual. So she's explaining how to find them? I'm confused.
She's just basically going to try to help because she kind of knows what her dad was into and, who was trying to acquire his services, I guess.
Okay.
I don't think it's too deep of a story arc, really, Banner. She's hot. She's the only actress we have, so she's on the train.
Okay, I can live with that. And this guy's dressed like the
No
Pope.
more really needs to be asked about it. Nice little nightcap.
So he's like from the future, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good God.
God.
Totally unnecessary. There is zero reason that needed to happen in the movie, but I'm so thankful that it did.
It's the 90s. Everything. There was no rules.
It was a
Casting couches.
lawless time.
It was the wild, wild west back then.
Yeah.
Actresses and stuff.
She's a breath of fresh air.
He said, I'm going to get some shut ass.
That's something I've never been able to
This is
do.
pretty good, too. I mean, this is a very interesting acting duo, Kevin Kline and Will Smith, but they're good together. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
Kevin Kline was not, like, peaking at this point at all, I wouldn't say.
Has he ever really peaked?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, he was always like he was there.
He's a role player. He's a solid role player. He's not going to go out and get you 30 every night, but he'll get you 3 charges.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, he'll go off for 27.
Going under the bridge there. Isn't this where they have dynamite or something? I can't fucking remember. Oh, this is one of Dr. Arliss Lovelace's. This is where the movie starts to kind of get out of control.
It gets a little wild up here, yeah. Because doesn't that thing start to walk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a spider thing.
What is his deal with spiders?
He fascinates them because he had 2 legs, now he has none, and a spider has 8. So.
Oh, okay. Honestly, the special effects on this aren't bad.
No, they're not. It just, like, for an Old West, I mean, it's just very technological, like, very.
This movie is very, very technology driven. Very technology driven for being a Western.
See, Banner, wouldn't it be cool just to have, like, little chairs on that patio right there and we just drink and just watch, like, we're just in the frontier of the West? It's fucking badass.
Just smoking cigars, just shooting whiskey.
Would you rather do that or be out on a boat trying to catch a shark?
Oh, man, that's tough. Probably catch a shark. I'm more of a water guy.
Wait for I don't know what's dropping first, but me and Banner did do a Jaws movie commentary that is fantastic.
It might have already dropped.
Yeah, I don't know how long we're holding on to this one.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's we leave that up to the mayor. That's why he's our leadership. We let him figure all that stuff out.
He probably won't even drop this. He'll probably listen to it and be like, this is shit. Get rid of it.
He's like, oh, they made that joke again where they're starting their own pod, even though we are. That joke's just been played out.
Oh shit!
Why does all of a sudden he like pick up speed?
I don't really know. I don't know if that has wheels on it, and then he has to do that. This is really I don't know what to say for a Western. It's really goofy, kind of.
Yeah. So this part right here, this is definitely a boss, right? This is a boss level.
Yeah. It's James Bondy, I guess, or something like that. A random henchman going up there.
Yeah.
How many times does this happen? This happens on Fast and Furious all the time, where they fight on top of like a train or a plane or something.
Or in space.
I hope.
I know. By the time this drops, that movie may already be out, and we may have our answer, but
I hope they drive so fast they go to heaven, so they could bring everyone back. Not that has ever really
just
stopped
one
us,
more time. Who's this chick? I can get behind this.
Yeah. So Loveless obviously likes her, but can he get aroused? Does he have it? Like, how? Where is it cut off?
Where
at
does
his
it? Yeah,
body?
where does it
he
stop?
have a penis? If you have a penis, it wouldn't be so bad, I guess, in that chair, and it worked.
Yeah. I mean, your hands still work at that point, so.
Yeah.
So he did that so he could go. Are like his henchmen just chicks?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. There's
Why
nothing
not?
wrong with that. I was just curious.
Yeah, he has explosives, so he just.
Oh yeah, the pool balls have. I remember this because now they're captured, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that part.
Because the pool balls knock themselves out.
Yeah.
This is great too. It's like, dude, you can't leave, or that thing is gonna get and slice our head off.
This is such like a
Star
Western thing to
Trek.
do.
So Star Trek.
Just like, hey, I've captured you and I'm gonna leave you there, but I'm gonna wait to leave so I can tell you what I'm doing.
He's like, why don't you just shoot him now? He's like, I got a gun in my room. Like Austin Powers. Scott, you just don't get it, do you? You don't.
Geiger, would you be friends with me if I did my facial hair like Loveless?
Yeah, dude. I think it'd bring us even closer.
So they just got train jacked.
You'd
right?
have to have like a cardboard thing over it, kind of like when you're painting something. You know, you just spray paint even the cardboard, but once you take the cardboard off, it's perfect. You'd have to do it that somehow. I don't know how you'd even do that.
So if we're playing Western Bingo, that's another one, a train robbery, right?
A train robbery, or basically leaving someone for dead on an island.
Yeah.
I think she like screws him over here too, or something. Selma Hayek.
Yeah.
So good.
Like little Spider-Man discs.
I know this is. There's a lot about this movie that I'm like, okay, this is enough, like for real.
It's great.
What they do here is smart. Go back to back and then just duck real quick, and those things will just run into each other.
Yeah, but if you've got one of those things chasing you, are you gonna think of that?
They do that here in a second, I think, but I mean, I don't know what I'd do. You're pretty fucked.
Yeah. I try and like maybe get behind like a giant tree or something.
Brick wall.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's too many of those in the cornfield, but
Probably just get in a truck and like drive really fast.
okay, no, I thought they went back to back. Is this quicksand?
I don't remember this. I remember the, like it going after him, but
Remember when quicksand was like a huge deal?
I was terrified of quicksand like most of my childhood because I thought it was everywhere.
I remember playing it when I was like a kid. I'm like in the ball pit at McDonald's, like, oh, this is quicksand, and now you never see it in movies.
No. I think it's like becoming extinct, like the dinosaurs.
Can we bring quicksand back? Really, with all these chicks on the train, what do you really need Selma for? You're just kind of being greedy now.
Yeah. It's really just rude. That's the real crime in this movie.
I know.
So they're like, I know you mentioned this earlier, but those chicks are from Themyscira. They're like the rejects.
Yeah, I guess.
They're like, look, you
They all
weren't
hate
quite good
their
enough to be in our
father.
army. Yeah.
Their dad was never there for him growing up.
Blah blah blah. Yeah, it's the same old story.
How would you get those things off, though?
I don't know. How do they get them off? Because I know they don't have
I
them
don't
in.
remember that.
Does this movie doesn't have a campfire scene, does it?
No.
Yeah.
That's why it's not a real Western.
It's not a real Western. It does not qualify.
Because I don't think they sleep in the desert for a campfire. If they do, it's going to happen here in about 10 minutes because they're stranded in the desert.
Naturally. So they're just explaining, hey, this guy's batshit crazy and he wants to take over the country with his spider bot.
Yeah. And the only reason you should even go after him or care is if you think you have a chance with Selma Hayek. Other than that, what are you doing? Go back
Which,
home.
honestly, I think they have equal shot at this point in the game.
I think they do, yeah, if they save her. God, it sucks.
He just spins around in it. I did not do shit.
What? Like, I don't see how that made it stick, though.
So I think when he hit it with the rock, he reversed the polarity.
Okay.
So now instead of like pushing away from each other, they attract. I'm kind of surprised. I don't know. I guess not. In the late 90s that they would have something like this.
Don't they like run away from each other really fast and then get brought back together too here in a second?
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right.
There's a lot of like 90s rom-com comedy on this too that I kind of forgot about.
It's just like, yeah, I didn't realize how goofy this movie was. Will Smith has a little bit longer hair in this movie than he traditionally wears.
Yeah, this is when the fro kind of got back to being like
Came back a little bit.
Man, it's
the first place.
Oh, never mind. I
Wow.
take back my statement. I don't remember this at all, and I don't remember him eating a frog.
That's not a frog. That's like a Komodo dragon.
Okay. Every Western has to have a campfire scene.
I will say of campfire scenes,
That's in the Bible.
Yeah, that's like your free space in Western bingo.
For sure.
A campfire scene is like the coming of age moment in every Western movie. Like that's the moment when the team comes together, the group becomes the group.
Everything slows down.
Yep. It's the calm before the storm.
You get more of a story. Must be a river in the background.
Yeah, they're by the creek.
By the bluff.
Yeah. So do we know his parents are dead yet, or is this when we find out?
I think we know.
We already know.
Will Smith's?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that it came through his town or whatever, that Loveless thing.
Okay. Why is he keeping the magnet disc thing?
I think for
And this is horrible green screen.
Oh, dude.
God.
This is like 1960. Like everything else is real.
Yeah.
This looks terrible. This basically looks like the background at like Walmart whenever you got your family pictures taken.
Oh my God, yes it does. Oh yeah, he has his own private railroad. I remember this now, yeah.
This is so it's like a detective movie.
Yeah,
Western.
it's like a Western Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, it is. It's so fucking weird. The script on this, honestly, I think if they would have just went not as bold, I think it would have been a way better movie.
I agree. Like you said, we've got all the makings for it, the good cast.
Right, and just have Loveless be basically who Loveless is, but instead of all these spiders and weird shit, just have him have like a huge posse of like loyal, Southern.
Basically, he has the Confederate Army still.
This is when I'm just like, okay, are we really doing this? This is so Waterworld.
Yeah, but as a kid, I was like, this is fucking awesome.
As a kid, I was like, this wouldn't be in the Old West. Look how big, like. They just went too out of control on this. This might be worse than Jingle All the Way.
I don't know, man. Jingle All the Way is pretty fucking bad.
Jingle All the Way was actually a pretty grounded movie till the third act, but this kept slowly going like, okay, this is not realistic. This is not realistic.
This hasn't been a grounded movie for an hour and a half.
It's got like this is like a Transformer banner. This is like Optimus fucking Prime in the Old West.
I'd watch that, an Old West Transformers. It's probably coming out in like 2022.
Dude, we need to watch Jurassic World like in the Old West.
That'd be cool. It'd be ridiculous.
I mean, Selma Hayek's a 10, but if you think you can get a 7 or an 8, I'd just go back home. Like, this is
yeah. Even a 6.5, depending on how much I had to drink.
Yeah. This is the only part of this movie I really like. The dynamic, though, of him just being like, okay, let's go kill him, and just be like, well, let's come up with a plan, like a scientific plan to, like, outsmart him. Because you can't just go up and fight gun to gun with a fucking
80-foot
tall
robot.
Now, this doesn't
spider.
look bad. Is this green screen? Because this looks realistic.
I don't think this is, but I don't know, maybe.
That other one was terrible.
That's the
And
only time it's been that bad. Like, even right now, you could tell, but it's not that bad.
that was obviously bad. So I was wondering maybe if that was an homage to the TV show in the 60s, like that was a green screen they used maybe.
Yeah, either that or they had reshoots, and that was the only way that they could get the
Oh
scene.
yeah. Dude, this is a great scene. I do remember this scene. It's like it keeps falling off.
It's like a trick candle.
One of the guys is like, I hope the president didn't make me hold it there. Last time we did it didn't turn out too well.
And that's why I only have one arm.
Oh shit.
How do you not hear that coming 6 miles away?
This would be literally like if a T-Rex was just walking up the prairie. Be like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that? Action movie scene making our military look weak. Check. That's always the worst scene is like a bunch of like Marines that aren't afraid of anything in real world are like, oh, let's run away from this fucking weird spider thing.
He's got like a suite on it, like a 50-yard line suite at the front of it.
It's Loveless's owner's suite, like a Jerry Jones box up there.
And what the fuck is this hat he's wearing?
Okay, this makes no sense too. So he was in the South. The South would have not lost if they had all this shit.
No, there's no way. It's a game changer. This is the Civil War era of a like atom bomb.
Yeah.
Baller move. Everything's blowing up around you, and you don't flinch a muscle.
And if you don't know about, like, Ulysses S. Grant was a fucking badass, too, by the way, the president. It was either him or Andrew Jackson had, like, actually duel with somebody and literally shot somebody and killed him.
Fat and dim-witted.
Great plan.
I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to get out of one of those nets.
I mean, I'm sure Gordon has a fucking pocket knife on him or something. You just fall off.
No, it's too simple. He's got like a turkey carver. This chick's in something else.
I wouldn't mind her holding me at gunpoint. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember what happens. Because he's got the stuff on.
Yeah, Gordon's plate or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
the chainmail that he was linking up at the beginning.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The bulletproof vest.
I don't understand the physics of how they can make that thing move. And also, would they not
Basically,
like
he wants
be like
to create a new United States under him, I guess.
Yeah. Like a spider states.
That sounds cool. I mean, what's their policies? If the stock market will go up?
Are we getting like? Is it free health care? What's the situation there?
As you know, on the Bro Force Squad, if you're the Empire, we're never opposed. We'll let you have the forum and speak on some of the important topics, and if you can guarantee me my stocks go up and I pay less taxes, I mean, I'll vote.
I'd like to know his stance on the coronavirus.
Exactly.
Because I mean that's a thing.
As we're recording now, that is a thing.
It
Hopefully
is a
won't be
thing, actually. Like, it's actually a pretty serious thing right now. It was
I
a
don't
very
know if we're talking about. Did we ever talk about Ebola a couple of years ago? I don't know if that was
I
ever
don't
brought up
know.
on a pod or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was quite as bad as this coronavirus, though.
I think it was just as bad, except the coronavirus is like you can get it just through breathing, like it in.
Yeah.
Ebola, you had to actually
It was
have
on
physical
like
contact.
all the lettuce and tomatoes and onions of everything, wasn't it?
I think I
Like
can't
pretty much
remember.
any fruit that you or vegetable that you buy.
So would that work?
I don't think guns back then were as powerful, so I'd believe that it would.
Okay.
It hurt like a son of a bitch.
I mean, yeah, it would, because it's still basically it would feel like you're getting punched, but with that many pounds of force. So yeah. Loveless Land,
Mexico, Britain,
Mexico.
Indians, I think was the other one.
Yeah, Great Britain takes
Yeah.
back what they had.
Texas, New Mexico, California, Arizona. Go to Mexico.
It's basically what the United States is now. Mexico is California, and also Spain is in Florida.
Yep.
It's basically what it is now, so not much has changed.
And there's a bunch of crazy people that live in the Northwest.
Yeah. So what's did they get the train conductor too? Was he there? I didn't see that. He took all their guns.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it.
Or was he just sleep in the back? He's like, hey, you need to ride somewhere? He's like, yeah, everyone was captured. It's the only gun left in the place. It's one bullet.
One bullet.
That's always great too in action movies. Like, yeah, I'm saving that bullet for one guy. I'm like, so you're saying if someone just comes up and tries to pickpocket you, just hold you gunpoint, he's like, no, I'll die. This is only for one man.
Nope. You gotta stick to your morals, stick to your principles. This is really cool how they shot a lot of his scenes with like the camera on his wheelchair looking at him.
Went
Oh, there's
360,
there's
I
the
like
train
it.
conductor.
Honestly, if you could get enough headway, like back in the day, okay, you definitely get Spain on your side, Great Britain, and probably some Native American tribes. Just like, I'm gonna give you your fucking land back. I just want all the cool land, like in California and Vegas and all that stuff. Just let me have that. You can have all this other fucking shit.
You guys can have the Midwest. That's fine.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad saying that because we are from the Midwest.
Yeah.
Literally
Have fun
grew up
farming.
here. Yeah.
I'll be at Pacific Beach with my bras.
Yeah. Just pumping iron.
Yeah. Loveless is a bro because every day is chest day, literally, for him.
Literally.
Fucking do legs.
He's so dedicated to chest day, he chopped his legs off.
This movie, I will say, had so much potential because
The fuck are we watching?
Loveless, God, his getup, his hair and makeup is fucking perfect. But this shit, like, what the fuck is this?
This movie was nominated for like 8 Razzies, which are those are the awards for face of the worst movie, and it won 5 awards, one of them being the worst movie of the year.
Wow.
And honestly, scenes 1 and 2 aren't that bad. Scene 3 is so bad it brings the rest of the movie way down.
It's basically just a high school boy in the backseat of a car. Every 10 minutes, he just sees what more he can get away with.
Yeah.
It started off fine and innocent, and now it's just like Will Smith and drag dancing around.
So smooth, though.
This isn't a Western.
No,
I think Nate Thurman would agree with me.
I know Nate Thurman would agree with me. Nate Thurman is at home listening to this, like, punching his TV screen, going, "It is not a Western."
He's in his boxers right now with no shirt, riding a spring horsey, being like, "This fucking stupid shit is not a Western."
Holding his driver.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound extremely weird, but I would expect Will Smith to have better abs than that right now. I'm a little disappointed.
I mean, he's in good shape. He didn't get in crazy shape till he did Ali.
God.
Damn, that was just kick the president out. Jesus. There's a train conductor. He's like, he's not getting paid enough for this shit.
He's like, look, surcharges aren't invented yet.
That scene right there is all you know about this movie. Like Will Smith, like dressed like in a wig and drag and stuff. Just I'm like, what the hell? Okay, I remember this now. That's not her father. That's her husband. I think is she just basically lied to him the whole time or something.
Oh, so her husband's dead.
I can't fucking remember, but she just was talking to a guy, and I think that's like she's like with him or something.
Oh, they weren't in the spider right then?
No.
I thought they were in the spider the whole time.
No. They're in the spider now. Oh my god, I forgot about this. They have
because
like
he's
this
the
kite
wasp.
thing.
Yeah.
God damn it. This
and
movie sucks.
All of this came about because of the campfire scene.
So basically they're going to be the Wright brothers right now, right? Because that's what they did.
Correct. But I think the Wright brothers did it about 70 years after this.
I think more than that. It wasn't during the Civil War time when they did that.
No, this is the Civil War time.
I know. Okay, yeah, 70
so they did
years,
it,
yeah, probably.
Yeah, they did it like, I think it was like 1914 or something like that. We need more speed.
I kind of forgot how bad, because anytime this is on, I usually watch like the first couple scenes and I just find something else to do. But this
I usually watch the middle of it. I don't. Even for me, this is.
If you're committed for a crime and your lawyer is like, okay, we can either give you the death penalty next week, or you can have life in prison and every day you have to watch Wild Wild West, what would you pick?
Ooh.
Every day.
Just once a day?
Yeah. So every morning you'd have to wake up, eat breakfast, and then you'd have to pay attention. You have to watch this movie in a room by yourself. You couldn't have a phone or anything else.
You can't pause it and like take a break?
No, every day, start to finish.
Yeah, I'd still watch the movie. I don't want to die.
I'd die. There's no way. I couldn't. Banner, imagine watching this every morning at 7 just for 4 days in a row.
I
really?
could do it.
In your 30s. Like, you know how many times you have to watch this? God damn,
Jesus. Dude. Honestly, I thought Cowboys vs. Aliens was the worst movie that's like this, but no, that movie's fantastic compared to this.
This might be the worst movie I've ever seen.
I don't know. I've seen some really bad movies. This might be the worst movie that we've done a commentary on. There's some movies that are bad
but are still fun. I'm not having any fun now.
I'm not having fun at all. I'm actually like checking to see when this is going to be over.
So this is how my wife feels during sex. She just keeps checking to see when it's going to be over.
So he had to kidnap the president because the president didn't sign the paper?
Well, if he kidnaps the president, obviously he can take over the country, I guess, because we don't have a huge fucking military or anything that's just gonna try to get the president back. I don't really know. It makes no fucking sense. Obviously, if you capture the president, and even if you kill the president, we have a vice president, and then the military is just gonna follow that, and then we're gonna seek revenge for what you did.
That is a tragedy.
Trisha. That's a great scene too, where it kind of shows like, okay, did he care about her the whole time? Because we haven't seen any scenes between the two.
Yeah, that's called character development, Geiger. Wouldn't he just be like rolling around everywhere, or does he have like locks on his wheels?
How many times are they gonna get captured?
I mean, they're kind of like cats. They got 9 lives.
Will Smith has been captured like 8 times in this movie.
Yeah, but Jim West gets away.
This is where he fights some big ass dude, I think. Yeah. So this guy's like an X-Men, right? I guess his arms are made out of swords. Is like Deadpool.
But not like the good Deadpool. Is like the Deadpool from X-Men Origins.
The only good thing that came out of this movie is that song, because the song's actually not too bad.
I like the song.
They should have just made the song and made a music video and not done this at all. Just saved everyone a lot of money and time.
Yeah, like a extended version of the song in a music video that's maybe like 6 minutes long. You could tell this entire story in 6 minutes.
So you know people every job talk. Like imagine a meeting where like, okay, we're going to pre-scan Wild Wild West, and you watch it, you go to the bar with some of your employees that night, you're like, dude, what the fuck was that shit? Like that was way too fucking out there.
I don't know. I'm having a little bit of fun now, just because they're fighting.
It's okay. I think the problem is though, Banner, like we compared to Transformers, but Transformers kind of knows what it is. This still kind of takes itself a little seriously. Like this movie still to me has a tone of, hey, this is the summer's biggest blockbuster.
Yeah, when was this? Let me see if I can figure out when this was released. This has July 4th written all over it, right?
I'm pretty sure it was the summer because I remember my babysitter always watched TRL. See, I don't get these guys.
June 30th, 1999.
July
Hit the
30th?
nail on the head. June 30th.
June 30th. Oh, wow, yeah. 4th of July weekend, total family movie. But, okay, I don't get these. So these guys have been, like they don't even have labs in the Wild Wild West. So how do they make these guys?
They're like Yeah, I don't understand.
Will Smith asked the director, "Hey, when I fight the zombies, so did I miss a scene where like we show how the zombies are created, or why the fuck there's zombies in Wild Wild West, or what?"
Yeah, we'll show it, but it's on the cutting room floor. Sorry, just time. We couldn't let this movie run longer. So did he just like overheat?
How did that happen?
I'm so confused.
I don't know if being stoned would make this better or worse.
No, it's not better.
I think I'd have fun for 10 minutes, and then I would just be like, you know what? I'm way too intelligent for this movie, even how high I am right now.
The problem is like I'm trying to figure out the plot because there's elements of the plot there, right? So I'm trying to figure it out, but I just can't. And I can't figure out if it's because the movie doesn't actually have one,
But all
or
these, well,
I'm
so
just
Loveless is trying to take over
stoned.
the United States and trying to make it his own, but like all these, okay,
Hold on.
but all
Why does he
these
only have
guys you
four
just kick the
legs?
shit out of, like, what were they like? Loveless, like, okay, they're dependent on Loveless, like, but what that one guy made out of steel, like, how did that
No, no,
happen?
no.
And
I
why is
I
this
have
happening?
serious problems right now. He he's obsessed with spiders, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was funny. Why does he only have four legs? Don't spiders have eight?
Yes, spiders have eight. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't CGI a couple more. I don't fucking know. Dude, literally, if you would have just shown me these 2 seconds, I'm like, okay, I understand this movie is not for me.
None of this was in the trailer, right? It couldn't have been.
I think the trailer was basically the music video. Um, I don't think any of this was in the music video. Uh-oh.
I don't. So he won't. He doesn't shoot people.
No, he shot his leg, but like, what's that juice coming out of it?
Is it like hydraulic fluid?
I guess. I don't fucking know.
Why
Because we had
doesn't he just?
hydraulic. It's probably not, yeah, hydraulic fluid or nitrous oxide, because we had that in the Old West.
Why doesn't he just go and sit back in his chair?
Oh.
I just. Okay. Dancing. Why is the railing missing? The railing shouldn't be. Oh, I guess it fell off when they hit it with the kite, right?
And another, this is a chase scene. This is this is definitely a scene. Like, you have 5 seconds before this goes off. That's the action movie bingo. This. So you have
Yeah,
about 4 steps before the.
the bomb, like 30 seconds on the bomb, and you stop it 2 seconds
I mean,
before it.
here's an idea. Do you give a fuck about that thing? Why don't you just abandon ship and let it walk off?
I mean, it's technologically advanced, so
This, I still can't get over when the spider walks. I'm just like, what is this? Like, why? So Will Smith. Jesus Christ. This is a good way to end it, though. Like this little scene here, but they should just be on top of a horse, not a fucking 100-foot spider.
yeah, and it should have happened about an hour and 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. This movie is what, only an hour 40?
Yeah, and it
It's
feels like 3
It
hours.
seems way longer than that. This
God.
seems like a 2.5 hour movie.
We always say, like, oh, it's a 3 hour movie, but it didn't feel like it. This feels like it.
Yeah, this is when, after Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners, and you haven't been on the treadmill for like 4 weeks, you first get on and you're like, man, that 10 minutes felt like 2 hours.
Yeah,
Basically what this is.
of course he catches himself.
On a dead guy. See, look at that green screen.
Yeah, that one's bad too.
It then it cuts to black. Like that's how that is. That's a terrible scene.
Jesus.
So we have a 100-foot spider, but that's the camera we have in the Old West. Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, photography wasn't invented until like 2002.
Gentlemen, you saved the day. Thanks a lot. Here's the badge.
So they're the first Secret Service members.
Sure. Once again, this had a bunch of capabilities to be a really cool movie. How, like, back in the Old West, they created the Secret Service, and that could have led to a sequel almost. But, God, there's so many fucking things here.
All right.
It's not
if
over.
If they made a second one, would you watch it?
Yes.
Of course I would. Would you go to see it in the theaters?
I doubt it. Not with the way you can just legally stream shitty movies like this now.
This has like a Netflix original written all over it,
Absolutely.
Right?
It needs to take himself a little less seriously, but then...
Whoops.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're married. Okay.
He's like 25 years older than her.
Some men like that. I don't know. That's basically a Dumb and Dumber ending. Where the chick you've been out the whole time, like, has a husband.
There's some really bad green screens here. And I'm supposed to be on
I kind of dig this,
horses.
though. This is like an homage to old westerns. Oh, I forgot about this, and they're riding the spider.
Yeah. I just don't understand. It's gotta be. I know we wanted to bring anthologies back, but I don't want to.
Dude,
for this.
That's. I like riding the horse into the sunset at the end of the western, but that's. They just made a mockery of westerns.
Riding a robotic mechanical spider into the sunset isn't. Wicka wow wow. I don't even know what to say now. Geiger, any last thoughts about Wild Wild West?
The song is still badass. The song's fine. That movie's terrible, and I remember watching it in theaters, and I was thinking, this is bad. But as watching it as kind of an adult, and actually a bigger fan of stupider movies now in my older age, that takes itself way too seriously to be like a cool bad movie. It was just a bad movie.
I'm really disappointed in myself and in you because when we saw this on Netflix, we were like, we have to do a commentary. I was super jacked up about 2.5 hours ago for this movie. All of that enthusiasm left the window about 2 hours ago.
Also thinking about maybe just leaving my family and murdering myself too. I'm in a pretty dark place right now.
Yeah, I don't suggest doing that. So I can go pull Geiger out of this funk that he's in. Guys, we are the Bro Force Squad podcast. You guys can check out all of our content at www.broforcesquad.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a like and subscribe to us on iTunes and on Anchor. And I think we're on Spotify now. And Instagram, pretty much anywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, but we never check it. Pretty much, all the normal spots. But you can definitely go to our website, catch all of our content.
Red Door, or whatever the thing Jeff does.
Oh yeah, that thing. We should ask Jeff to rate this on his doorbell app.
I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I can, but it's a lot more fun just to make. It's more fun just to make fun of him for it. It's actually a pretty cool app,
Green
but
Book.
I'll never admit
No,
it.
that won an Oscar.
No.
That couldn't be it.
No, it didn't win an Oscar, right? It lost to. Oh no, that was Moonlight. Never mind. That was
Mahershala Ali won an Oscar for it.
yeah, that was the next
Way
year.
off base here.
Dude.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, all of that is way more entertaining. The Wild Wild West. We appreciate you all for hanging out with us. Till next time, for the Enforcer in the Paint, I am the Mad Scientist. Wicka wicka wow.
Wicka wow. Wicka wow.